Buenos dias, my fellow commanders. Hello, hello. We're going to be talking about the developer notes that just came out for Goddess of Victory Nikke literally just a couple of hours ago, or sometime. Like, I forgot what time it actually was. But we're going to be talking about these developer notes and seeing what is going on, because it seems like there's some really, really spicy stuff happening in this one, and I'm very, very excited for that. So let me know in the comments down below what you're most excited for from these developers notes. Now, I do like this style a lot more. I think it's a lot cleaner and a lot easier to read. And look at this. I could just, we could just make this a little easy. I am using Opera GX. Boom, boom, boom. We can zoom in and we can actually read these a little bit better, because my old man eyes, they suck, bro. I can't even see. I can't even see that there was a camera right there. But we're gonna go ahead and dive in. Let's enough of the cringiness on my end. Let's go ahead and look at these notes. We're gonna skip a little bit of this introduction. We have prepared this developer's notes to explain the development team's assessment and future response plans as quickly as possible after reviewing various opinions we have received regarding Senti's favorite item. So we're gonna go right into the favorite item stuff. I don't entirely know exactly what's going on, but it looks like they're gonna cover it. First of all, since Senti's favorite item update last February, many of you asked about the upgrade direction of Senti's favorite item and what the intention is behind the favorite item effect renewal. Since this is the first time the effects of a favorite item are being renewed, I believe this is something that commanders may be particularly curious about. Therefore, before explaining the details, I would like to first explain the development team's overall direction when producing a favorite item. In Nikke, we strive to ensure that each character has as many viable uses as possible, and this is a game that showcases the stories and charms of various characters. We believe this direction should be supported by combat balance as well. In Nikke, we consider it important that characters can be used across various content for a relatively long period after being acquired, and that even characters not currently part of the core meta teams are given opportunities to be used again in specific situations. I feel like that's very understandable and normal. Again, I don't know entirely what's wrong with the favorite item, so I'm gonna have to look into that. So I dived a little bit into what was going on. Apparently, Senti's favorite item gave her the ability to boost up the burst of opposing teams, which is very weird. You're trying to make a character better. I just had to go and read that really quick. But yeah, that makes sense why this is being reworked. Wow. That literally made it so that you do not want to get Senti. You didn't want to put Senti's favorite item on. Jesus. That's horrible. All right. Let's go ahead and go back into it. Even if they can no longer show their former status, we as a development team feel a quiet sense of pride whenever we see Nikke's like Leader and Scarlet being featured in content. That is true. They do have longevity. In strategy guides and community discussions, it is natural that mainly the Nikkes employed as tier 1 and the most frequently are the most frequently used Nikkes are mentioned. However, when the development team looked to balance, we must consider a much broader scope. We recognize that some commanders have not yet recruited a significant number of Nikkes, and we believe there is also a need for Nikkes who can fill the gap when certain core Nikkes are unavailable. This is why the development team looks to balance not only in terms of top tier meta composition, but also to ensure that meaningful choices exist for various progression stages and roster situations. I'm very confused what this has to tie into with Senti, but let's keep on going. From this perspective, we also had the intention to create a place in PvE content for commanders who primarily enjoy the arena that is PvP. One representative example of this direction in practice is Moran. Senti's favorite item was also produced with the same consideration in mind. Senti is a Nikke who has long been more formally used in PvP. Even if not to the same extent as Moran, we hope that her pick rate in PvE would at least increase compared to before, and that she could be treated as one of the viable choices among Nikkes that fulfill defensive roles. However, after the actual update, the effect fell short of our expectations. As a result, research and analysis centered around PvP, where Senti had primarily excelled in the past, and additional issues were identified in the process. With this change, or with the change from a shared shield to individual shields, a situation occurred where opposing commanders in the arena could actually acquire burst gauge faster. That is crazy. That if you used powered up Senti and you were just getting your ass kicked, then you don't know what the hell is going on, man. Oh my god, that's That's bad. That's a rare Nikke L right there. To conclude, it is fair to say that it was a clear design flaw in Senti's favorite item that went beyond the development team's original intentions. Although each Nikke's favorite item has varying degrees of efficiency increase, in Senti's case, the situation could hardly be considered an improvement in efficiency, so we made the unavoidable decision to renew favorite item skills for the first time. The purpose of this Senti's favorite item renewal was to sufficiently secure the utility in PvE as originally intended, and to ensure the development team's intentions were adequately conveyed through actual performance and gameplay experience. In this process, to ensure that the intention to buff PvE capabilities could be more clearly communicated to commanders, even through text alone, we adjusted it to provide some offensive benefits as well. And this is the reason why the renewed effects of Senti's favorite item have a different concept compared to previous favorite item effects. Additionally, to resolve the issue of reduced usability in PvP, we were preparing to revert the shield operation logic to its original format. We determined it was necessary to ensure that the way Senti has been used previously would not be unreasonably undermined. So it looks like they're going to put back the original form of Senti when it comes to PvP, while also keeping the PvE effects. I think that that's actually a very good choice of switching it back, especially if it's causing this issue in PvP. When other commanders are actually getting their burst gauges faster and you're losing PvP a lot. So there is that. We wanted to clarify that during this process, we had no intention of making adjustments that would disadvantage specific content or specific commanders, which is true. I don't think that they would go out of their way to hurt one of the best characters in PvP and make it so that they were just unusable in PvP. I don't think that that's their actual end goal. I think they want, as they said, every Nikke to be viable in all sorts of different content. So it makes a lot of sense, and I don't think that there's any form of I guess maliciousness in this case. On the contrary, we want to make it clear that we spent a significant amount of time deliberating on how to provide more meaningful utility to both favorite item and Senti. However, apart from the judgment, there were clearly shortcomings in our communication method and schedule coordination. Senti's favorite item was updated in February. We had determined that it would be best to address Senti's issues before the next scheduled favorite item update in July. Now that it is June, as we rush to expedite the improvements, we only announced these changes on the day of the June 11th patch. And with the Union raid starting on June 12th, commanders did not have a significant time to review the details and prepare accordingly. It would have been more appropriate to explain our overall intentions first and issue a prior notice that commanders could prepare for content such as Union raid. We sincerely apologize for the overall confusion caused by our failure to properly balance Senti's favorite item in February, the subsequent impact on PvP, and the various issues that compounded up until the timing of this announcement. So, I think it's a sincere apology. They're trying to fix everything that they can. This is the one company that I will go to bat for 100%. Like, people will be like, oh, you're just a corpo shill guy. No, I think that honestly, Shift Up has been far better with player communication and player understanding than other games, to be 100%. Like, I think that Shift Up has gone out of their way to make it so that players can have a game that they actually enjoy. So really, I think that this apology is a fair apology, and they're trying their best. I will say that. We still believe it is necessary. Hold on. Next, we would like to share our future improvement plans for Senti's favorite item. The main issue was that the update was being prepared without adequate explanation, so we intend to maintain the overall direction of our intended modifications for Senti's favorite item. We still believe it is necessary to expand Nikke's usability through their favorite item, allowing Nikkes who were previously primarily used in PvP to have meaningless roles in PvE as well. Thus, the direction of our improvements will proceed as planned, with the focus on securing PvE usability. However, rather than applying the previous announced state as is, we will review them once more in meticulous detail, and there are some discrepancies there was some discrepancies between the expected strength based on the announced text and the results of the actual balance tests conducted internally. But since many commanders have expressed concerns that the changes might still be too much, we will not take this lightly and we will examine this aspect together. In addition, we believe there are also commanders who were hoping for enhancements and supplementary buffs for Senti in PvP through this favorite item. Therefore, we will review together how to add a few features that can be slightly more meaningful in PvP as well. The scheduled time frame for these improvements in late July. And we will provide detailed information through the future update notice. So they do plan to review Senti's usability after, like, obviously everything's fixed now, but they're going to look into usability afterwards. My only thing, and this is just my concern, right? Senti is already so good in PvP. I think that people are just like, yeah, we want more PvP buffing and stuff like that. Like, I get it to a degree. I don't know. I guess it depends. It depends on how much they're going to improve Senti, and then it's like, oh, well, that sucks. You know, but there's going to be a lot of free times to get Senti, so I'm not too worried about that. It's just a kind of a thought that crossed my mind. Once again, we certainly apologize for the inconvenience and confusion caused for your gameplay through this incident. We have reconfirmed the areas the development team must examine more carefully. Favorite items are not simply stat adjustments, but a process of readjusting the utility and perception of Nikkes that have been with commanders for a long time. Therefore, we deeply recognize that the development team's intentions alone are not enough, and that we must take a broader perspective and prepare more thoroughly for the actual impact it will have on the gameplay environment. We will take this experience to heart and strive to show you better results moving forward. I think this is a good response. I knew that the Senti thing was a big deal, but I didn't entirely know because I didn't research it. I'm not a big PvP guy, so for me, it's like, oh, whatever. But I do think that that's a very good response to kind of give the players what they want while also saying, hey, we messed up. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are like, oh, where's our rewards for you messing up Senti stuff? They're probably going to give us rewards anyway, but come on. It's really not that big a deal, in my opinion. But we do have costume voting, and it's going to be for Cinderella, so I'm very excited. Just as before, we have prepared this so that the commanders can directly choose their favorite designs with 3 different concepts. We plan to finalize the theme of the concept that receives the most votes and release it as a free costume on a later date. Pretty standard stuff. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. I'm having a hard time, guys. Like, again, I just worked like 11 hours, so my apologies on that. And I have a very packed schedule, so if the yawning gets to you, I do apologize. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's just, you know, schedule's packed. I gotta figure out times to record. It's the only time I can. The themes for the 3 costume concepts have been centered around popular themes that commanders are already familiar with. We will be releasing 3 design concepts in advance along with this developer's note, so please feel free to take a look and see which one you prefer before the voting starts. Voting is scheduled to start on June 17th. So, design number 1. We got the schoolgirl outfit. Okay. I mean, this seems very tame for Cinderella. I mean, people are always talking about like how hot Cinderella is, and I don't know, the schoolgirl outfit thing, like, I think is just kind of overplayed in a lot of games, so that's just me. Then we got Maid Cinderella. Okay. Maid Cinderella kind of good. I could see her as a maid. She kind of looks like Rena from ZZZ a little bit. I still dig it though. And then we already know the bunny costume's winning. Like, can we just be honest here? Can we be honest? We know that the bunny costume's gonna win. We know that's what people want. We know that's what people are gonna vote for. You're literally gonna put her in a bunny costume and think that nobody's gonna vote for this. Honestly, out of the 3, I think I like the maid one more, just personally, because her hair is down. But people are gonna vote for the bunny costume. We already know. I'm okay with either of these 2. I don't think we should get the schoolgirl one. That's just my take. I don't think we need the school. That's my take. But yeah, both of those are really. Summer event and live stream guide. It looks like we are going to be getting a live stream for Nikke, so let's see. The main details of the summer event will be revealed through the live stream. God, there is so much to cover in this one, so my apologies. The live stream is scheduled for sometime in June, and detailed schedule and plans will be announced through a future notice. Gosh darn it, man. There's so much going on, brother. While the annual summer livestream tends to be a bit more understated compared to anniversary live streams, the summer event has always been a great opportunity to create memories with many Nikkes, and we are preparing this year's event so that commanders will find it enjoyable as well. We're humbly requesting your anticipation for the upcoming live stream. Writing the developer's notes right before a live stream is actually quite challenging because we want to preserve the joy of the initial reveal during the live stream. It is difficult to decide how much content should be covered in the developer's notes, and today is exactly one of those days. However, we also felt that it would not be ideal to have too little information for the developer's notes. Therefore, in the following sections, we would like to provide an advance notice of some post-summer event updates and improvements that will not be revealing during the live stream. So main story chapters 47 and 48 will be coming out. The main story has currently reached a highly significant turning point, and we must be cautious as most of the details could be spoilers, but this chapter will serve as the starting point where full-scale preparations began for the major battle. Dude, oh my god, I'm so excited. I really want Lillywise as a character, and I think that this is getting us closer to it. That's just my take. Harmony Cube battery exchange. We plan to add a feature that allows you to exchange surplus batteries acquired for the Harmony Cube level 15 and other types of cubes to a set ratio. That's actually pretty neat. I think that that's pretty cool. I need to work on my batteries, to be honest with you. Additionally, there are no plans to expand additional uses for cube batteries after reaching level 15. Therefore, we hope commanders can exchange surplus batteries from cubes when they reach level 15 with this in mind. Hey, there we go. We do have increased Harmony Cube battery rewards as well. Throughout the adjustment, we aim to support commanders in developing a wider variety of cubes and strategically selecting and utilizing cubes based on different situations. For Union Raid, Harmony Cube batteries were previously not included in the standard clear rewards, but through this improvement, we plan to add batteries as clear results. That's insane. That's actually really good. Additionally, the amount of Union chips awarded through ranking rewards will also be increased. Hey, let's go. Common. Shift up W. For Solo Raid, the battery rewards for clearing stages 1 through 7 will be increased as well. Yes! Let's go. Give us more battery stuff. The selection of Harmony Cubes is becoming increasingly significant depending on the team compositions and content. So that's why they're doing all these adjustments. I think that's really cool. I do apologize. I'm trying to get through all this. There is so much, man. There is a lot. So we're going to keep on trying to coast through this and get this all squared away. Union Raid improvements. They're going to support for simulation combat records saving feature, addition of a feature allowing players to preview and play the next level simulation combat in advance, support for checking damage dealt in normal and hard stages 1 through 3, similar to hard stage 4, addition of a feature to sort raid records by nickname or by highest score, and improvements to allow players to check the Union log chat directly from the raid lobby. I think that's actually some pretty cool stuff too. Union Raid is a highly popular content consistently enjoyed by many commanders, as it is content that requires multiple commanders to cooperate together. We believe it is crucial to provide an environment where players can easily track not only their individual scores, but also for overall progress as well. I think that's a wonderful thing because Union Arena is one of those things that a lot of us get really excited for. I have a very decent Union Void Corp, by the way. And I think that it's really cool to be able to actually have something like this. So adding more features to it is actually really dope. Increased visibility for coordinated op status. Following the previously mentioned convenience improvements to Union Arena, we plan to proceed with improvements related to coordinated operation as well. Prior to that, an update scheduled for late July will first apply improvements to make the status of co-op raid more intuitive. Currently, you must enter the event page to check whether a co-op raid is or coordinated operation is in progress. It is still in development and adjustment phase. It is difficult to provide a clear explanation of the exact method for the moment, but we hope this improvement will make it easier to check the status of co-op raid. Yes, please keep on fixing co-op raid. It needs a lot more adjustments. I still deal with a lot of people in the regular ranking up features when I'm trying to actually get a good score, so it's kind of annoying, but it's getting better as time goes on. Adding quick use feature for boxes. We plan to add a feature that allows you to conveniently use multiple consumable boxes such as core dust, battle data, credit, and skill materials as bulk from your inventory. However, not all box items will be included in the quick use feature. Hey, that's actually pretty dope. being able to not have to constantly use all of it just to be able to like actually, I guess the best way is like you have to go to your inventory, you have to select them all, you have to actually use them, and then go to the thing that you want to do. Having a quick use button is actually very nice, so very cool. Improvement to friend social point acquisition. Okay. We also plan to improve the method of acquiring social points through the friend system. The existing send social points feature was sufficiently serving its purpose with just once per day. On the other hand, the receive social points feature often displays red dots multiple times a day, placing an unnecessary burden on commanders to check them. After this update, if you tap the social button, send, and receive button once, no further taps will be required for the rest of the day. Thank God. Thank you, sir. And in closing, today's developer notes were originally written to share updates regarding Senti's favorite item, but as we also have several other improvements to announce, the developer's notes has ended up being longer than expected. Regarding Senti's favorite item, given that we caused confusion among commanders, we thought it would be appropriate to explain things more calmly and clearly. Aside from details regarding Senti's favorite item, we worked hard to keep other content concise and focus solely on essential information, and we hope this developer notes does not come across as overly plain. This year, as well, with the tremendous support of affection for Nikke shown by our commanders, the entire development team has been working with even greater motivation. And it just goes to show that I think that they do actually really care for their product. They have shown, without a shadow of a doubt, every single time that they do care about the overall community and do try to listen. Now, I know that there's been times when, you know, big homie does something very dumb, but I don't think that that's a reflection of the entire development team. I think they do care about providing us a very good game experience, and this is one of them. I think that they really did do some great things for Senti's favorite item, and that they're going to be doing even more as they go into the next era of Nikke. So very excited for when the live stream comes up. Hopefully I'm not at VidCon when the live stream goes up. I really hope not, but I have a sneaking suspicion that's going to happen, which is going to be sad. Ugh. But I'll bring my camera and stuff like that so I can record a reaction. But that's going to be it for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about Goddess of Victory Nikke's latest developer notes. Let me know what's your favorite part of this, and which of the costumes are you going to be going for in regards to the voting. That's going to be it. Love you guys to death. And as always, we'll catch you in the next video. Please take care. Be safe.